Hello adventurers, it is I, Lord Cumberlord, this time here with an intermediate game guide to Loot Survivor 2. For anyone who doesn't know, Loot Survivor 2 is a fully on-chain dungeon crawler RPG built on StartNet. Now, if this is your first time coming into contact with the game, stop right here and go and watch Shadowfax's Beginner's Guide. It will walk you through the early game and up to level 10, which is roughly where this video picks up. The purpose of this video is to show you how I play the game and introduce some additional game mechanics that will come into play when you reach the mid-game. So, let's jump in. We're joining my game at level 13. Let's have a quick look at my setup. As you can see, I've got a tier 1 ghost wand. I'm covered in tier 5 armour, mostly made of metal and hide. The reason for that being my optimum setup, as you can see from this table, is magic weapon with cloth armour. So for now, I'm holding off until they're a bit cheaper in the market. In terms of stats, I've boosted my dexterity up as high as possible, as having a high chance of escaping in these early levels is really important. Otherwise, these are more or less the cards I've been dealt, except I've continued to pump charisma up to the level it needs to be to keep the cost of health potions down at 1 gold. Alright then, over to me in the dungeon. Alright, level 13. Onward. Not gonna lie, it's not looking... Not looking great. Very, very interesting times though, because this is one of the things that I was hoping to be able to show you in this intermediate guide, and that is collectible beasts. In beast mode, defeating uncollected named beasts will mint an NFT directly to your wallet. There are 93,150 uniquely named beasts to be collected, and defeating them in the Loot Survivor dungeon is the only way to mint one. Fully on-chain and fully owned by you, it also acts as an entry ticket to other ecosystem games like Summit, and obviously they're also a massive flex of your skill as an adventurer. So yeah, we like the beasts. Here we have Soul Grasp Golem. Discovered for the first time in the dungeon and therefore available to collect with a power of 68 and a health of 77. We can see here actually my attack is pretty good with 31. Let's see. Oh, we're not looking good. Minus 90, minus 50. So, unfortunately, it's going to be a no-go because I already took 45 damage. I've only got 72 health. If I get hit once, it could be 90. If I get hit, if I'm lucky, it would hit one of these areas and I get a second go, but I'm still only going to do 62 damage across 2 attacks, which isn't going to be enough to take out this beast, so now I have to take my chances with fleeing. It's my only chance of surviving this particular beast. Luckily, because I'd been pumping that dexterity, I had an 84% chance of fleeing, and it's a success, and I live to tell the story. At this point, remembering again to top up my health with some potions, which are only costing 1 gold, but as you can see, I've had to use rather a lot so far on this run, so I'm down to only 3 gold left. I still only have tier 5 armor. I haven't bought anything T1. I haven't bought any of the armor that I really want to go with my ghost wand, which is cloth, so it's not looking great. But what we're trying to get to now is to level 15, because at level 15, as well as beasts, which I've just discussed and talked you through, there's another game mechanic which is going to come into play. So let's march forward and pray to the gods of RNG that we can make it a little bit further for the purposes of this game guide and for the purposes of my adventurer's life. So, we explore. Okay. Here, not looking too bad. Ooh. Okay, alright. So with 24 power, if we defeat this beast, we're going to get 12 gold. With 9 attack, getting to 65. Let's do the math, chat. That's 7 attacks, unless I get any crits. Crit damage currently at 39%, so not bad. Fairly high chance of getting a crit. So 7 shots, let's assume 12, 24, 2, 12, average of about 14 per hit, times 7, That's well over 100. Ooh! We'd be taking a big risk here, and for only 12 gold, in the end, it's likely not worth it. So for a high chance of fleeing at 84%, the math is a little bit too tight there for my liking, even though not perfect because redacted. So anyway, that took us forwards, progressing us ever so much closer to level 14, and he's got there, only taking a little toppling statue hit to the head, which is no big deal for a big strong adventurer like me, and 19 critical hit. So not too bad. Still down to here. We check our charisma. Potions up to 2, so we're going to go up on the Riz. And in here, we're going to have to use all of our last gold, unfortunately. Oh, maybe we'll save 1 there, just in case we discover some in the next bit to boost up health again there. Going into level 15 with vitality only at 2, so our max vitality at 130 is risky. However, that level 15 mechanic is about to take place once these items themselves level up to level 15. So we're getting close, even though we're about to hit level 15. A little bit behind on some of these, level 12, level 13, but we're really, really close. And that is going to really signify what we'd consider the beginning of the mid-game and change the whole dynamics of this. Alright, took another collapsing ceiling to the waist, only for 16 health. Incredibly strong waist today, considering all I'm wearing is a sash. But once again, Riz is fine now. Dexterity at 73%. We want to start beating these guys, really. But because we're still only at level 14, I'm going to go one more level of just upping my dexterity, giving us an 80% chance of running away if we find ourselves in that position. Crank up to 111 health. It's not ideal. But hopefully I at least get to show you what happens when these items reach level 15. Indeed, the Ghost Wand must be getting rather close. Come on. So, another collectible beast. This time a Blight tier Hippogriff, which is a blade attack, weak against metal armor. So you can see we've got a couple of bits of metal here, or just the one, in fact. So all these other ones are high chance of just being absolutely devastated from 1 or 2 hits here. A couple of hits, let's say. So thankfully we increase our chances to flee. This is exactly what we were doing that in anticipation of. Successfully fled, didn't take any more damage. Thank God, because we've got no more gold. So we tried to progress a little bit more. Oh! And would you look at that? We avoided the spectral chains. And in gaining 23 XP, our hide cap and our sash, cloth sash, have increased to tier 15. And at that point, you can see at the very bottom there that they have gained a suffix. So on this particular item, the cloth sash, we now have the cloth sash of perfection. And in that, we have gained some stats. Here you can see we've gained 1 strength, 1 dexterity, 1 vitality for the sash, and for the hide cap of enlightenment, we've gained 3 wisdom. So with wisdom, we've got higher chance now of avoiding the beast ambush. Vitality has jumped up to 145. We've gained an extra 10 there, which is great. And dexterity keeps pumping up to 86%. And our strength is even starting to go up now, which is really what we want to see, so we can start defeating some of these higher tier beasts and gaining increasing stashes of gold to upgrade our armor going into this now, the mid game. So that's great that we've reached here. We didn't quite make it to level 16. We still have no gold, so let's keep moving forward and seeing what fate has for us in this last step. Okay, 24, critical hit, but look at that. Bang, 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 bang. The suffixes have attached themselves to all of these other things now. So we've got 2 extra vitality and an extra dex for the leather gloves of protection. The metal ring mail of titans has given us 2 extra strength, extra charisma. Our leather boots of the fox, extra dexterity and charisma. So these stats absolutely pumping now. Dexterity up to 100% chance of fleeing, which is excellent. Strength significantly increased, 60% damage boost now. Intellect still pretty low. Charisma pumped up fairly high. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and increase vitality and see where that leaves us. Under different circumstances, I might have chosen charisma if it was possible that was going to decrease the cost of some of the higher tier armor items, tier 1 and tier 2, to a low enough gold value per item that I was going to splurge and cover myself fully in that. So again, in this particular setup and this particular dungeon run, I'm looking for tier 1 cloth items, the full set, to match my my ghost wand, which is a magic weapon that I'm using for this run. So anyway, this is a good sign. It's a good little step of progress. It gives us a little bit of hope going into level 17. However, at 117 health, only up to 190, I'm nervous. Let's put it that way. The best thing that could happen now, a couple of good defeats of beasts that have high power but very low health, and that we're a good match against, so that we can get a load of gold, suffer very little damage, survive, boost up our health up to that 190, start to put on some more armor, and get ourselves to the next juncture, which is to level 20, when each of these items, so when each of these items has just gone to level 15, it's gained its suffix, and it's given us this extra stats. At level 20, they're going to unlock a single stat upgrade for each item of my choice. So if I can get there, then I could pump charisma up by 5 or 6 to get these down tier 1s to 4 gold, and hopefully if I've beaten some other beasts at that point, then I'll have some more gold to spend on those items. Let's see. It's all in the hands of the dungeon. Okay, so straight away we avoided the erupting mud geyser, which is great. So we leveled up, stats gone up, we've got space here to do what we want. Again, I'm going to pump vitality because that 132 vitality is just a bit low for the strength of some of the beasts that we're likely to come across in these next few levels. Oh, okay. Let's assess. Nama 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 namelion. You come and go. We can defeat this beast. Look at this, guys. Okay. Come on. So, if the namelion hits my boots, it's going to lose 5. 2 for the sash, 2, 5. So very minimal per hit, and 178 per attack here, because our crit damage is incredibly high. So we're also likely to hit a crit. This is just unbelievable scenes. So this gives me the opportunity to talk you through another mid-game strategy, which I had intended to go through here. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to do it or not yet, but I've unclicked until death because I want to just go with one attack to start with, 178, and see what the outcome of this first attack is. Okay, 178, and the Nemelian only got me for 2. Okay, great. So, what I can do now, knowing that my next attack will be 178 damage, and I only have 100, the Nemelian only has 150 health for me to destroy, I can swap an item that's currently in my inventory but not equipped into being worn. Now, in doing so, I will forfeit an attack, so I'm opening myself up completely to the attack of this Nemelian. So it's very, very important to, and I've learnt this the hard way, to be very mathematical and conscious about whether or not you're going to survive an attack, especially if it hits the newly swapped in item. Now, the benefit of doing this item is going to get all the benefits of finishing off this Nemelian, and therefore I can start to increase the levels of other items of armor to get different stat boosts, and just to have higher power protection going into the later stages of mid game and the late stages of the game in general, quote unquote late stages. So this is really good. So, assuming that my maths is not completely off, I will do an equip for this level, and I will take a beating from the Nemelian of only 5, thankfully, and I can now do 166 damage, which is going to take out this Nemelian. 14 power, I'm going to get 7 gold, which is great. I'm not going to take any more damage. I can boost us back up. The belt has now, as you can see, has gone up to level 2. Power has only gone up to level 2 because this is only a tier 5 weapon, so it would have been preferable if I had started to collect some of the higher tier 2s, tier 1 armors, which, yeah, would be in a different story. But for now, I was able to show you that strategy, which is great. It worked. I can swap back in my sash so that I have all the benefits of the extra strength, dexterity, vitality, which only apply to my stats when these items are actually equipped. So if they're down here, they're not helping me out. They're not going to be applying, as I said, to these stats. That is the case of all the armor and the weapon. It's a different story for jewelry. For example, this bronze ring, which I will explain to you, excuse me, now, how jewelry impact play. Jewelry items unlock special abilities, which can be seen in this table, and as they level up, also increase your luck. Luck gives an increased chance of achieving critical hits, and unlike other items, luck bonuses apply even when the items aren't equipped. So, given that luck stacks, holding 5 pieces of level 20 jewelry would 100% increase your chances of achieving a critical hit. So, as I said, stacking jewelry actually is really beneficial towards one's luck. So for only 2 gold here for this bronze ring, even though it doesn't benefit me greatly, because I don't have any jewelry so far, and after those last few outcomes and rolls, I'm feeling a little bit more lucky. Let's go for it. Let's grab the bronze ring, top up our health up to 175, and continue through the dungeon at level 17 and see what happens next. Okay, discovered some ring mail. Nice. Because I already had a ring mail, that means that I received the gold equivalent to the value of ring mail, which is a tier 5, at the very early stage of the game. So it would have been 4 gold. So I've just earned 4 gold for discovering that bit of ring mail, which is great. So 4 gold in the bag. On that, let's top ourselves up to 195 and continue through the dungeon. Really want to just get to level 20 with these items, so we can see that next phase and get to increase those one-time stats. Okay, discovered 2 health. I'm okay with that. -7 for a rumbling catch to the foot. Fine with that. Okay. Oh, it's looking good. This is very good. Okay. So, 175 damage. This would be a great moment, potentially, to swap in the leather belt to continue building those stats. But again, as I mentioned before, it being tier 5, I'm not actually that bothered about increasing the stats of that particular item. So I'm going to just stick as I am for the moment. We're going to attack him. And the great thing here, this is exactly what I mentioned earlier, 28 power with only 67 health. We're going to get 14 gold here, and I'm going to take absolutely no damage. So this puts us right back in the game, with topping our health all the way back up and having gold to purchase some of those higher tier armors that we want to pick up going into the next levels. And look, we're getting really close here. Level 17 on those. We just got to get to that level 20. Okay, so dexterity right now we're at 88% chance. I think that's fine. That's high enough. I'm going to go ahead and increase vitality. Keep giving ourselves more strength going into those things. Let's get up to 12. On second thoughts, I should have increased charisma there so that I could have started bringing these down more. With 14 gold, these 10 gold tier 1s are still a little bit too pricey for my liking. So I'm going to risk it and hold off a little bit longer. Hope I don't die. And try to increase my charisma more and reduce. Okay. Clearly, fairly. Actually, not too strong. A hidden arrow which hit my waist, which is sash, so it can't have been too powerful because only did 29 against the sash. Nevertheless, we've got some spare gold. Let's keep topping up. Make sure we don't forget. Buy items and keep pressing on through the original dungeon. Okay, great. So let's go. Harking back now to the collectible beasts, we have come across another one, the Faux Song Lich. And this Faux Song Lich happens to have 76 power, fairly strong, not too bad for this high level in the game, but only 21 health. And with our attack doing 68 damage at this point because of our crit, and because we are going magic, so we've got 100% of our thing, we're going to beat and defeat this beast in one hit, take no damage, and collect this NFT, and put it into our collection. One of only however many I list right now in the entire collection, waiting to be collected by you, OG adventurers, in the Loot Survivor dungeon. So let's do the attack. Let's collect this Faux Song Lich beast, add it to our NFT collection, which is freaking awesome. Collecting beasts is just a whole nother meta game to uncover, which I'll probably touch on in another video in the future. And there it is, my Lich, laid out on chain for eternity, for everyone to see. Don't worry, you will be well taken care of in my dungeon, Faux Song Lich. So, as mentioned before, we are getting really close now. Level 19. I'm going to smack this charisma up. And we... Oh, and I got 38 gold! Oh my god! Okay. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're at a really interesting juncture. We're only one level away from all of these getting boosted up to level 20, at which point I'm going to unlock a stat boost of my choice for all of these. So I could potentially, again, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more charisma, which would bring tier 1 armor down to only 3 gold. So the question is, do I start to spend some of my 49, or do I risk it? At this stage, the difference between one level and having those tier 1 armors, I don't believe is going to make that much of a difference. even if I bring those down to 5 gold for tier 1s, that's going to make a huge difference, potentially, to the outcome of this game. So, it is with great pride that I choose to take a risk, pump myself up all the way up to 220, and hold out. I could buy a piece of jewellery if there was one here to add, but there isn't, so we move on, we move forward, we take risks in this life, adventurers, and the dungeon shall reward us. Okay. Oh my god, alright. Come on! So, little erupting mud geyser hit me in the chest. Not the first geyser to hit me in the chest. But only took 27 health. But as you can see, these little white stars here, or silver stars, one of them, just one, has indeed turned gold and gone to level 20. We've now, as well as our suffix of enlightenment, gained the prefix Phoenix Instrument. So the Phoenix Instrument cap of enlightenment, it does sound pretty good, doesn't it? Is now there, which gives us a stat to increase. So we are going to go ahead and smack up the Riz as we suggested. And I'm still going to wait a little bit longer because, as you can see, we didn't quite get the XP to go up the level there. So we want to go up and we're going to get another Riz at that point. And look! Okay. Now we're talking. Look, all of these have all got prefixes now. The Wrathform leather gloves of protection. The Fate Whisper Ghost Wand of Titans. The Corruption Bender Ringmail of Titans. Been called worse. The Eagle Peak Sash of Perfection. And with that, 7 Riz. Already gone up by 1. 1, 2, 3. 4 more to go. Smack up that vitality. Smack up a bit of strength. My God. My God. I can't believe it, chat. We've made it with 47 gold, tier 1s. We're going to go all the way up to 249. We're going to smack the titanium ring. We're going to take a gold ring. Oh, this is just an absolute spree now. And once again, we're looking for tier 1 cloth. So let's go straight away and get that bright silk sash. It's a hard one. We're going to take that amulet as well. And actually for now, I'm going to get rid of the gold ring short term because it's very possible we're going to need to reserve some of that gold. But this is excellent. This is really great. Still with only 1 set of armor, now expanding. A fair bit of gold. Decent amount of vitality, of health. Took a little hit in the chest. That's alright. That's okay. Discovered 10 health. That's also alright. That's also okay. Next. Okay. Took a falling chandelier hit to the head. Not my proudest moment, but survived it. 82 health, up another level. Let us go. What do we want here? Now I'm going to start focusing on strength. Now, this is where my skill comes into question, because I haven't been getting to this level for that long, so I'm not 100% certain on my strategy at this part in the game. I'm playing a little bit on instinct, but I've got my vitality up to a level at which I'm currently happy with, and I want to start being able to kill some of these beasts off and take their gold quickly and effectively. So I'm going to pump the strength, knowing that my charisma is high enough. My dexterity is still 72%, which is pretty high. And we're going to get a bit more gold. Top that right up. And see what else there is for cloth Divine Slippers. In they come. Okay, onwards. It's getting a little bit. No way. Unbelievable. So we just discovered 42 health. Oh, which means that we've wasted 4 gold. But at this late stage, I really... Oh, God. Sorry, excuse me. I really don't like taking unnecessary risks or bigger risks than I can afford to do. And this would be one of them. So, adventurers, let's hope that 72% was enough. Come on. Okay, successfully fled. Got a few gold left. Let's go up to 240. Maybe we will find a little bit more health. Going in here. Gosh. This is where it just starts to get really painful. And good God, we have found a name match. So what the name matches mean, I will now go on to describe. This beast, the Torment Roar Killin, has a name match with my Torment Growl leather boots. In both cases, the first prefix is Torment, which means the beast's attack will do 8 times the normal elemental damage whenever it hits my feet. If it was the second prefix, the damage would only be 2 times. You don't want to know how many times if both prefixes match. And if it was my weapon that name matched the beast, those bonuses would apply to my attacks. If he successfully attacks my feet, he's going to do 1,676 damage when I only have 144 before I die. That wouldn't be good. These others also can't take it, so my only chance is of fleeing here, and my only chance is if I flee on the first one, and even then I've taken a lot of damage. I'm going to have to use all of my remaining gold to get out there, so this could be the end, if not close to the end, friends. Oh! Okay, we live for another moment. 6 gold that we had left takes us up only to 204. Things are really starting to get a bit edgy in the dungeon. But that's okay, because we were made... Never mind. Oh, we've found another name match for our Wrath form leather gloves of protection. Or a name match with the horror form Griffin. Which means, again, 170. Oh, we aren't in quite as big of a risk here. Of the first hit, we may be able to take 2, assuming it doesn't hit us in the hands on the if we fail on the first chance. But let's see what happens. Oh wow, the RNG gods of fleeing are definitely on our side today. Nothing we can do but keep moving forward at this point. It's a sad day. Okay, 256 damage, critical hit from a collapsing ceiling. What are you going to do? You know, we've all got to go somehow. And if being crushed by a collapsing ceiling isn't an honourable death, then I don't know what is. So thanks for coming along for the ride. Hope that was helpful. Hope you've learnt some stuff. Back to me in the studio with some final thoughts. Well, nothing really to add to that. Turned out to be a pretty interesting run, perfect for the purposes of this video. So thanks again for tuning in. I wish you good fortune in Loot Survivor 2 and in all the future dungeons of Death Mountain. Peace.